Critical thinking to determine vectors on a path given the endpoints. Given two coordinates, determine the vector to move from one of the locations to the other location. Instead of me telling you a rule, let's look at the information, visualize what it says, and figure out what we're going to have to do to the positive 5 and positive 8. Examining the evidence with this illustration, it looks like, if we can see the picture, that the answer is positive 3. Positive because we're moving to the positive direction. To get an answer of a positive 3, it looks like we need to subtract. We're going to take 8 and subtract 5 to get a positive 3. This is showing what we're going to do. The concept of subtraction is positive 8 subtract a positive 5 becomes 8 minus 5, which is positive 3. Just thinking of one situation is not enough to find out what to do in general. So let's look at what we need to do going from positive 8 to positive 5. Moving from a positive 8 to a positive 5, we see there's 3 as the number of units, and the direction has to be a negative because we're headed to the left. We're headed to the negative direction. We're pretty sure we have to subtract to get the 3, but we need a negative, so we're going to have positive 5 here and positive 8 here. That'll give us a negative 3. So the vector to go from positive 8 to positive 5 is negative 3. There's two ways to get these answers. One way is to visualize and just think it through. Another way is to have a rule that is logical to what we're doing. Looking at this, I notice that this number here, the location I'm going to, is written first. Let's see if that applies down here. The location I'm going to is written first. And then I subtract the location that I'm going to start from. The location I started from is positive 8, and it goes here. So if you don't want to think whenever you see these problems, you can try to memorize a rule of where you're going is written down first, and then you subtract where you came from. Let's check and see if that works if both numbers are negative. From a negative 8 to a negative 5. Our theory is we're going to write down the negative 5 first and then subtract the negative 8. That's the theory we think the rule is. This becomes negative 5, and subtracting a negative, it turns into positive. And this becomes a positive 3. Now let's visualize and see if this gave us the correct answer. The visualization. Visualizing this, we see that going from a negative 8 to a negative 5 is a positive 3. So this rule gave us the correct answer. From a negative 5 to a negative 8, we're going to subtract. We write this number over here and that number over here. The arithmetic is a negative 8 subtract a negative 5. When you subtract a negative, it becomes a positive. So negative 8 plus 5 is a negative 3. And checking it with visualizing it, we see that's the correct answer. We do go in a negative direction 3 units. Watch this video several times to understand it. Watching it one time is not going to cut the mustard. Let others know about this video. Share it with others. I thank you if you do. And I think they will thank you too.